And next up at UFC Fight Night, Moreno taking on Kavanagh. We've got Ryan Gandra taking on Jose Medina. And boy, am I fed up of breaking down a Medina fight. But I'm going to kick things off here. Obviously, we know with Medina, he's pretty much the Homer Simpson of the UFC. If you've ever seen that the Simpson episode where Homer becomes a boxer and pretty much just, stands there, gets beaten up, and people tire themselves out. That is how Jose Medina fights. He Homer Simpsons people pretty much to being able to take over and rely on the fact that they're going to get tired and he takes over. But obviously this fight at altitude does play in his favor. When you look at Gandra, obviously UFC debut, hard-hitting Brazilian that loads up on his shots, obviously not necessarily known for having experience, having long levels of cardio and being able to be a technical striker. Coming in here could definitely have an adrenaline dump, and that has me a little bit kind of concerned here. But I can never pick Medina, only because there's not one skill set other than getting beaten up and coming back that he really possesses. He doesn't have one punch power. You haven't seen too much out of the grappling. A guy like Gandra is a guy that's going to stand there and he's going to wing shots at you and do a lot of damage. So I don't necessarily love this fight. I don't love it from a pick perspective. I don't love it from a betting perspective. I think Ryan Gandra should be able to get this one done. He is the harder hitter. I do think that Jose Medina, there is a world where he kind of takes a licking in the first portion of this fight, round one. The altitude gets to Gandra from, landing those big shots and kind of, overexerting himself and gassing out here, and Medina takes over. But I am going to go with Ryan Gandra here to get this one done. If he's got any sense at all, he paces himself. He understands Medina's game is that he wants to be able to get into a brawl, or at least for you to wear yourself out by hitting him. I think Gandra here, it comes in smart, kind of measures himself, goes to the body as well, and ultimately is able to find a late stoppage here, maybe from a standing TKO where the referee has seen enough. Carlos, who you got in this absolute barn burner of a fight that I can't wait to see?
Um, I pretty much got Gandra here too, but it just worries me because the fights you've seen, 3-round fights. In the second round, he looks a little fatigued. He didn't take any damage, and there wasn't a lot of grappling. He actually used grappling to keep himself alive in that fight in rounds 2 and 3, later on in round 2 and 3. And I'm hoping he could do the same here. I think maybe he'll be able to take Medina down and control him a little bit. But if it stays standing and it gets to round 2, he does come out, Gandra does come out, and he does throw a lot of big power shots. And he does empty the tank sometimes to look like he wants to get it done, because he wants the finish. He can sense the finish, but he forces the finish as well. And against somebody like Medina, like, you can have as many clean shots as you want to. You just got to pray, is this the night that he's gonna get old and lose his chin? And I just don't see that happening right now. And I feel that he's been in a 5-round fight, and he's been in a 3. Hopefully that's given him enough experience to know that you're fighting somebody who seems to be indestructible whenever you're throwing something. So you just have to pace yourself and don't get too crazy when you see that you land something that hurts them. Just settle yourself, stay calm, and look for the opening. And if it's there, the finish is there, but don't force it. And he should get this done. He looks like a smart enough fighter that he should get it done. It just worries me because in the first round, when he hits you, if he sees you're hurt, he comes guns blazing. And if you do that with Medina, you don't get him out of there. You don't need big power to finish someone that's tired. And Medina, this could be his first win, but I can't pick him, so I'm going Gandra. I think he's smart enough to get it done.